With many millennials approaching their middle ages, they're starting to realize the lifestyle their parents once attained might be out of reach for them. While they watch their boomer parents fly to Florida for the winter to escape the cold weather, you're stuck back here doing Uber Eats and DoorDash on the weekends to avoid your kids' Christmas presents this year. Well, in this video, we're going to continue the discussion surrounding why younger generations, such as Gen Z millennials, have a growing resentment towards the older generations, such as the boomers specifically. And despite which generation you find yourself in or which tax bracket you fall into, don't forget to leave your thoughts, opinions down below in the comments. And I want to give a huge shout out to the you guys checking out those links down below in the description. Those are always some of the best ways to support me and the content around here. I've currently been experiencing a rough season lately. You can check out some of my community tab posts to see some further details on that. But I more than appreciate the you guys checking out those links down there below in the description. Those are always some best ways to support me in the content. So God bless you. Now let's begin this shit show.
I don't know how else to make it clear to the boomer generation that you had it easier with housing and college in the 80s compared to today. So I want to tell you all a little story. And I want you to picture 1980, this couple, Bob and Barb, who are 25 years old. Barb has a bachelor's degree that she paid for while bartending during the summer, and they're thinking about buying a house. There's a 14% interest rate back in 1980, which is scary, but with a 20% down payment, they're still only paying 25% of their income towards housing. If that scares them, they have the option to rent for only 14% to get their lives together, to invest, to build their life. But if you fast forward to 2023 and you look at millennials Mike and Mary, they're making $81,000 a year. They also worked in the summer, but to pay off Mary's bachelor's degree, they still owe $45,000, and it's $500 a month. So they're already spending 7% of their income on Mary's degree. But if they want to buy a house for $400,000 and they somehow come up with 80 grand as a down payment, that payment is still going to be 35% of their income. And if that's outrageous or ridiculous or scares them, their other option is they can rent. But the average rent is $2,000. So that is 29% of their income. So Mike and Mary, the millennials, have two options. They either spend 35% on a house or 29% on rent, plus they're carrying the 7% of college debt. So just those two things alone shows you the difference between the boomers and the millennials growing up.
Now, I commonly read a handful of comments down below in the comment section below the video, detailing how I'm just screaming into an echo chamber. I'm just yelling into a void, into a black pit of nothing. Pretty much just saying that I'm stirring up drama and trying to create controversy within the generations. But I genuinely feel like if you read the majority of the comments, many people, especially in the Middle Ages, which is the majority of my audience, if you want to check the YouTube analytics, shows that many people hold the same sentiment and they're growingly feeling the same way the older they get and the more society kind of becomes more, not so hidden, more right in front of your face of how much of a scam everything is and how the playbook you've been sold was overpriced and a scam and a lie, and we kind of bought into this cult of the American dream that doesn't really seem to be fruition for most. Now, the handful of people that were able to experience this and did attain this, they're kind of sitting on this pyramid of survivorship bias, but the rest of us who built it up for them, we're kind of still sitting here like looking around like, when's it my turn? So despite which generation you're from, like I say in the intros and the outros and everything else, please feel free to let me know please feel free to let me know down below in the comments if you find yourself, kind of in a fit with your parents, with the older generations, or if you personally feel like self-accountability is the only way to get out of this, and that we have to blame ourselves, even though, I mean, we are the ones that can fix this. Maybe we have to, figure out how to fix this instead of just complain all the time.
Y'all older folks, what was y'all doing when rent was like $500, $800? Because I feel like y'all was getting paid the same or similar to what we getting paid now, but the economy was way less expensive. So like y'all's take-home pay covered majority of all your expenses and you still had money left over to enjoy life. Now, I could be wrong, but that's why I'm asking y'all. I'm asking y'all because of the post I made earlier. It said that the millennials are the most educated, yet least financially stable, and the worst paid generation in history. And I was explaining how that makes sense because we live in times where prices for everything is sky high, and the wages ain't really moved since really when we was teenagers. So if housing was affordable back when I was in, the 9th grade, and y'all was still getting paid with people my age just getting paid right now, like what? Was y'all, what, I'm really, and I'm not judging nobody, I'm not poking or picking no fun, I'm genuinely curious. Like, was y'all not investing? Was y'all not saving? Was y'all still living check to check? Was it harder then? Like, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around this.
Now, as I just stated not too long ago in this video, many people like to state that I like to promote this violence within the generation. So I like to create this separation between the population. When in reality, I think I just tried, if you actually watch the videos, I understand the thumbnails, the titles can be kind of, misleading, and you kind of be a little bit contradicting to what I'm about to say, but I think if you actually watch the videos, but come on, that's kind of how content is. You have to kind of pull in the audience a bit. You gotta touch some heartstrings. You have to pull some heartstrings. But if you really watch the videos, I think I commonly mentioned how almost everybody in all generations are more alike than not, and how we're all going to reach these older years. Now, the people who are now reaching their older years might have experienced different societal changes or a different economical climate in their younger years, but we are all going to reach our midlife crisis one day. It's going to be different, it's going to look different, it's going to cost different, but at the same time, I feel like we all have similar sentiments, and instead of being so negative against each other, we should be more humbling in a community and provide each other in a population that can actually strive instead of survive, which the majority of us are barely doing either of those.
I think that their answer is, I can't afford groceries, I can't afford my rent, I'm never going to be able to buy a house, my kids had to leave the state of California to purchase the American dream. Why are we still taxing my Social Security? Why are we still taxing tips? I think that people are frustrated across the board with everything, which makes it very difficult to do what all the political mouthpieces want me to do, which is focus on three things and hammer it home.
There is this weird sense of lifestyle creep that approaches during your middle ages, where you're kind of looking around and all your peers are on such different scales of their life, such different metrics. We kind of all started from this launching pad, and some people soared, some people never even left the launching pad, and some people are kind of still trying to find which direction they're trying to go. And the majority of us are probably somewhere in the latter, where we're kind of trying to find which way to go. And there really isn't many ways to go. We can't really afford to go many ways. Most of the ways are kind of blocked or broken, or they're dark and scary, and we're not really sure, if we want to creep down that dark alley in the middle of the night, when there's kind of these other ones that we can buy with a whole bunch of debt, and it's maybe not worth either. I hope you guys understand the analogy I'm trying to make here. I'm trying to use like different pathways. It's just an analogy, guys. Okay, relax. But either way, feel free to let me know down below in the comments if you find yourself having any hope for your near future or any future at all. Have you personally found yourself settling down with children? Were they children that God blessed you with accidents? Or were they children that you don't see yourself ever having? You kind of opted out of that like myself. I've been commonly, saying how much of a doomer I am, how much I'm personally not celebrating holidays, I'm going to die alone. It's not that I necessarily want these things to be my conclusion of my life and to be my story, but I just feel like that's genuinely the case, and I don't want to sugarcoat myself and live in this naive state. I feel like humans live in this naive state of bliss, which in reality is not really, it's just not true. We'll wrap up another video discussing how we're currently living in late stage capitalism, and at least over here in the West, where I've always known, we're kind of living in the downfall of everything. So, despite which generation you're from or which tax bracket you find yourself falling into, don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. I always love to read through those, sort through those, and respond to the ones I see fit. As well as, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I want to give a huge shout out to half of you guys checking out those links down below in the description. I've currently been experiencing a rough season lately, but we're going to get through this. Once this month's over, I should be back on my feet. So, I more than appreciate everybody who's been supporting, and watching videos is free, and I plan to remain as consistent as I can with the most quality conversation content possible. So, God bless you. More than appreciate you guys who continue checking out these commentaries, and I plan to continue pumping them out. So, yeah, see ya.